You're listening to the Public Health Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this episode. Welcome to Public Health Entrepreneurs, the podcast for visionary leaders who are ready to transform public health and healthcare through innovation. I'm your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley, and as a public health entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in healthcare and public health, I understand the unique challenges and opportunities that come along with bridging multiple disciplines. If you are an interdisciplinary professional, a high-functioning leader with expertise across different fields, then you know what it's like to see opportunities that others often miss. You understand the gaps, you see them, you're very well aware of them in our current system, and you have a lot of ideas about how to make things better. However, sometimes having a unique perspective can feel a bit lonely, especially when you're often the one that others turn to for answers. Where do you go when you have questions and you need guidance? I definitely understand. And I want you to be encouraged. So in today's episode, we are going to specifically talk about the lonely journey of high-functioning leader. Not to be negative, I'm going to give you a lot of action items and some thought, reflection questions to help you with moving through this. All right. Let's start by focusing and setting an intention for the week. And then I'll be able to share some of those actionable steps with you. Now, I'm going to share this intention. You try it on for size, tweak it as you would like, but see how this feels for you. This week, I acknowledge that seeking support makes me stronger, not weaker. I give myself permission to be both a leader and a learner. I like that. Of course, I like that. I'm sharing it with you. I'm suggesting it for you. So I have some reflection questions for you. I personally think these are great journaling prompts. I encourage you to take about a minute or two and reflect over each question and write down an answer, a response that this is designed to help you. It's not something I'm asking you to submit to me. So my first question you can ask you, these are questions for you to ask yourself. So number one, where do I need the most support right now? Number two, what prevents me from asking for help? Number three, who could be part of my support system? Now, I'm imagining a lot of things as you're asking yourself this question, because I've asked myself these questions before, and I think about the answers that pop in my mind. There are reasons why we don't ask for help, and some of those can be self-inflicted. That could be from, the way we were socialized or raised. It can be very difficult for some of us. So I really want you to explore some of these questions. Number four, how can I create safe spaces for vulnerability? I spent a whole year last year with vulnerability as my word and my focus for the year, and really striving to be more vulnerable. So that's really important. Number five, what would make me feel less isolated? I'd like for you to, like I said, take about a minute or two. You can certainly take longer, but explore each of these and journal those out. That can be great for you as you continue on this journey, specifically for the topic that we're focused on. Now, I have some action items for you. You can try these on. You don't have to do all of them. You can pick and choose, of course. But my first one is a support network mapping. So list current supporters. Who are the people that you think of as your current supporters? Identify your network gaps. Where do you need support that you don't have support? Research communities. Where are the communities that you could become a part of that would provide you with the support that you need? And then also plan connections. If you don't plan for it, sometimes it doesn't just magically happen. So support network mapping is the first action item. Get your support system organized by conducting a monthly audit. So you can grab a notebook and map out your inner circle of 4 quadrants. Okay, so maybe mentors, peers, industry contacts, and personal supporters. Identify where your light connections are. Maybe you need more tech-savvy peers or senior mentors, and pick 2 to 3 target communities that you would like to join. And then set calendar reminders. I love my calendar. I kind of follow the calendar very religiously. If it's in the calendar, it happens. So set calendar reminders each Monday to send out connection requests on LinkedIn or follow up with contacts from a recent event. Now, here's a pro tip. Create a simple spreadsheet to track your potential connections and also to set follow-up dates. All right, so here's number 2 in terms of an action item. Personal development. Set learning goals for yourself. Find mentorship opportunities and join peer groups. And also schedule reflection time. Big on scheduling. If you schedule it, you make a plan, it's more likely to happen. So kickstart your personal development by blocking out maybe 3 2-hour slots each month for focused learning. Pick one core skill per quarter, like data analytics or team management, and find relevant online courses, books, or workshops. Get tactical about mentorship. Identify 3 potential mentors and draft personalized outreach messages explaining what you admire about their work. And set recurring calendar blocks every Friday morning for 30 minutes of reflection sessions where you document process, or you can document your process for how you're going through these things I'm suggesting, or you can document your progress and your challenges. And I would suggest another, like a dedicated leadership journal. Now if you're listening, you're thinking, I don't have time for all these different journals. Maybe you have a journal with multiple sections, but I like having a journal with a theme and a purpose. So if this is your leadership journal and your reflection journal, I think that's a great way to kind of keep a collection of those thoughts together. Okay, so my third action item and suggestion for you is relationship building. Schedule connection calls, join professional groups, plan networking events, and create accountability partnerships. Someone who's going to say, hey, did you do the thing that you said you were going to do? Turn relationship building into a systematic process by scheduling 2 15-minute coffee chats every week with different contacts. Join 2 professional groups that match your interests and block off time for their monthly meetings in advance. Create a simple networking tracker in your notes app, like name, the last contact date, and some key topics that you discussed with that person, and any follow-up items. Find an accountability buddy and set up bi-weekly meetings, maybe 30-minute check-ins with a specific goal to review. Now, it sounds like a lot. I'm not suggesting you do all of these things. I'm just trying to give you a few examples of how you can put some of these actionable items into play. All right, so here's the 4th, and that's boundary setting. There's a whole lot that we could talk about around this, but define your work limits and create self-care plan. I've recently done that myself. I had to revise my self-care plan. I realized that what I did before was no longer serving me well enough, so I updated my self-care plan. Set communication boundaries. That's really important. And plan recovery time. So lock in your boundaries by creating a non-negotiable schedule. Mark out specific time blocks for your deep work, like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day. And recovery Wednesday afternoons, for example. For recovery time, it could be that you have Wednesday afternoons off. And for personal time, no work emails after 6 p.m. That's a good boundary. You have to stick with it. And then even building a morning routine. I love a good morning routine. Build one that energizes you. Maybe it's 20 minutes of exercise or 10 minutes of planning and a proper breakfast. Use your phone's do not disturb feature. I use that all the time and it annoys people to no end, but that's how you teach them to respect your boundaries. Use it during your focus time as well as your recovery time. Those recovery periods where you need to block out other distractions from your phone. And here's a bonus move. Block out Fridays for no meetings after 2 p.m. This is a great process in exercise and activity because if you have no meetings after 2 p.m., that gives you time to process your week and plan ahead. Setting an intention along with these action steps that I've suggested to you will help you create a framework for how you want to experience your week. They help you, stay focused, stay aligned, and maintain this focus on what matters the most to you. If you are ready to work with someone to explore more closely what's possible for you, then I invite you to consider working with me. As a public health entrepreneur who works with high-functioning interdisciplinary leaders, I provide the trusted soundboard and guidance that you might be looking for. We don't have this one-on-one working with me posted on my website, but you can certainly reach out directly through our Contact Us page and just mention that you heard me talk about it on this episode and you'd like to explore that option. Right now it's available. It will be available for a little while, but not always available, which is why it's not a regular feature. But feel free to reach out through our website and we'd be happy to discuss that option with you. The website is publichealthentrepreneurs.com. All right, everyone. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more.